Hey, welcome World Entertainment, and CinemaCon has come and gone, of course, and we're still getting a lot of information coming out of there. There seems to be a lot of footage and trailers and stuff like that shown at it that hasn't been released to the public yet. Anyway, of course, we did have the Superman extended clip released. That was because it leaked online, which is interesting as well, because Chris Gore was at the thing, and he was saying that the amount of security there that faced you in the audience during all these panels so you wouldn't be able to record is interesting. The only panel that didn't happen with was actually the Disney panel. He said that they allowed you to do it. You were allowed to take photos and stuff, but you couldn't take videos of trailers and stuff. So you could video what was happening on stage, but as soon as trailers and stuff, no, you couldn't do that, he was saying. So it's interesting that the Superman one managed to get recorded and leaked. But one of the movies that was showcased at it, and apparently got quite a good reception, was Jurassic World Rebirth. And we have a description of what was shown there, which apparently teases the now infamous left out riverboat scene from the original movie. Now, anyone wondering, what do you mean infamous riverboat scene? In the original book, and people were expecting and excited to see it happen in the movie, and apparently they at least half shot it, I think, for the original Jurassic Park movie, was this scene where the T-Rex chases the group down a river. They get into boats and they start heading down the river, and the T-Rex pursues them, and apparently it's a chaos scene. And I think halfway through them filming it, if I remember this correctly, halfway through them filming it, or after filming a tiny bit, they realized they weren't going to be able to pull it off or something. Something happened that they couldn't do it, and they left it out. But this movie apparently revisits that idea and actually puts it in, and apparently they did that. So we're going to have a look at the article that talks about what was shown at CinemaCon. There's also a couple of new posters. They're not exactly posters, they were kind of those cardboard cutout things that they put in. We'll have a quick look at them. They're nothing special, they're literally images from the movie. But this saying anyway, this summer, get ready for a whole new dino-filled adventure with Jurassic World Rebirth. A film that promises to take the franchise in a bold and terrifying new direction as new dinos and monsters descend on humanity, causing unprecedented mayhem. During their CinemaCon presentation, Universal Pictures brought out director Gareth Edwards and stars Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. At least he finally got to come out and do something that's not Blade, huh? To introduce their never-before-seen new footage from the upcoming blockbuster. While all three of the previous entries topped 1 billion, it's a pretty safe bet that Rebirth will likely also reach those heights, especially with fans eager to see this bold and scary new direction, as well as box office superstar Scarlett Johansson leading the charge. Just before we go in, they're very much hyping that up to say, oh look, they all made 1 billion and Rebirth's absolutely going to do the same. No guarantee, because Dominion barely made 1 billion. Yes, it did hit the billion, but barely. And from the first Jurassic World right down to Dominion, all three, it was diminishing returns. It wasn't like the first one made 1 billion and the second one made over that, and then the third one, no, it went the opposite way. It was Jurassic World made X amount in the billion, the next one came in lower than that, and then Dominion just barely got over the 1 billion mark. So by averages of law, this may not reach 1 billion. It possibly will. The fact that it's all new people and stuff, I think that could get people more interested, rather than if it was, oh, Chris Pratt and everyone else is back. Then that's where you're like, oh, we're just following these characters again, we know what their story is. The fact that it is new characters might be able to sway people to have more interest in it. But let's have a look at this anyway. So Johansson is a long-time Jurassic superfan, telling the CinemaCon audience it has been a lifelong dream to be in a Jurassic movie, before adding how she did everything in her power to be cast in this film, saying, "This time I went to Steven Spielberg directly and told him I'll play any role, even if I was eaten in the first 5 minutes. So it's an incredible honor to be here with Jurassic." Describing what's to come in June, In June? She teases, why did they say in June? It comes out in July. Anyway, she teases, we wanted to put the scares back into Jurassic, and it seems like the footage hit that bill. Here's a brief description of what was shown via The Hollywood Reporter. So this is what apparently happens in this clip they were seen. So in the footage, scientists are attacked in a lab by a dinosaur. One is eaten. Jonathan Bailey, John Johansson and Ali return to the island from Jurassic Park. Hang on, we'll come back to that. They paddle a boat down a river while being chased by a T-Rex. If we get this DNA, millions of lives are saved, says Bailey. He tries to take an egg from a flying dino's nest, but is attacked. Survival is a long shot, Bailey says. A Mosasaurus, I think, attacks a boat with the stars aboard. A teenager has a baby dino in her backpack. The group is attacked by a massive eyeless monstrosity. So that's obviously this new made up genetically engineered thing. So it's saying, adding more context, begins with an alarm going off in the lab, with someone getting stuck inside a chamber with one of the mutant dinosaurs. The red room we see in the marketing material, which is the guys in like the hazmat suits. Thing looks more like a scene from Alien rather than Jurassic Parks. But it says, in the island we're heading to, 24 species have survived there alone. A T-Rex is walking into water, chasing a group of people on a dinghy. Lots of shots from scenes shown in the trailer. Survival is a long shot, says Bailey's character, as they're trying to escape the island on a boat. The Mosasaurus, or whatever the hell it's called, finds them and attacks. I wonder if this is that new thing, this mutant joke. There are several scenes reminiscent of the old films, including one scene in which Scarlett lures a raptor-like dinosaur away from the others, running towards a jeep, similar to what Ian does in The Lost World. As expected, the Jurassic Riverboat sequence from the original novel will indeed be in the film, meaning we're in for one hell of a treat over Independence Day. And then it just says who the cast is here. Now, the part I want to swing back to here is they say Jurassic Park. It says that Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson and Ali returned to the island from Jurassic Park. Now, I'm curious, are they talking about the first island? Because as far as I'm aware, they're meant to be on a completely new island in this movie. So the fact that this is saying they're returning from Jurassic Park, I don't understand the way they've worded that. Unless they went there to try and find this species and ended up having to come to this other island. Because the idea for this movie, if you didn't know, is that the reason the dinosaurs aren't roaming the world and causing mayhem and are back on an island is because of global warming. Yes, they're going that route. That the dinosaurs can't survive the climate change. So they navigate themselves back down towards the equator to warmer terrain. I still don't understand how dinosaurs go from around the world to this island on their lonesomes. Because it says they emigrate to this island. How? How do they get across the water and stuff? It makes no sense to me. I'm sure we'll find out. But I just find that interesting that they say they come back from Jurassic Park. So I don't understand. But yes, the idea that they're going down the river and you hear there in a dinghy, that's also very specific because it's a dinghy in the book, the original book. It's not like a paddle boat or something, it's a dinghy. So the fact that they actually have seemingly done that scene the way it is in the book, that should interest people. And the thing about that scene as well is it's supposed to be terrifying in the book. And that was, I think, one of the other issues they had with trying to adapt it to the movie, is you just couldn't get it scary enough or something. So it sounds interesting. The only thing is, I don't know whether this movie will do what it's meant to do, whether people are interested. The irony is it'll probably still be the biggest winner compared to Superman and the Fantastic Four, which come out with this in the same month. If this movie beats them two, then it's a true show that, yeah, superhero movies are done. You know, you may as well finish. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to this movie. I hate the Jurassic World movies. I can't stand Jurassic Park 3. To me, the first two are the only two. After that, it's all downhill. The trailer for this looks stupid to me. Didn't like it. Hate the idea of this. Once again, mutant dinosaurs. Just like, why are you doing that crap? Dinosaurs are interesting on their own. You don't have to start going, oh, we need to mutate them and make them even scary. No, just make them what they were. Like the raptors. Look at the raptors in the original movie and the second movie compared to what they start doing with them after that. They start making them a joke after that. Like, oh, look, we can control them. Ooh, they fight with us. All this shit. And the whole, they can set traps and break your neck rather than eat you in Jurassic Park 3. And, you know, they really screwed up. To me, they screwed up the raptors when Ian Grant has that dream and he wakes up and the raptor's going, Alan. I'll never forget sitting in the cinema watching that going, what the fuck am I watching? Horrible. I've no faith in this movie. It'll probably smash the box office. It'll probably be the biggest winner of the summer. We'll have to wait and see, and we'll have to wait and see what we get from a next trailer. And I wonder if the next full trailer will actually have clips of that riverboat scene. We'll wait and see. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. All that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.